One blocked exit can turn a normal shift into a mass casualty event. OSHA says this problem repeated for years until a settlement forced change. This case serves as a blueprint for how one citation becomes a corporate-wide crackdown and what OSHA expects your company to do next. Across Dollar Tree and Family Dollar locations nationwide, federal inspectors documented 4 recurring violations. Store managers routinely allowed excess merchandise to obstruct exit routes. They blocked access to fire extinguishers. They piled boxes blocking electrical panels and built unstable towers of freight. These conditions create immediate physical dangers for workers. Stacking boxes 8 feet high carries the risk of crush injuries when freight inevitably shifts. Blocking an exit with a stock cart adds deadly minutes to a fire evacuation. Burying electrical panels behind cardboard introduces electric shock risks for anyone trying to cut emergency power. These hazards point to a systemic logistics failure rooted in the company's lean staffing business model. When total labor hours are restricted, shipments of thousands of items arrive without enough staff to move them to the shelves. Under these conditions, excess inventory mathematically overflows into critical safety pathways. This pattern of neglect predates the current crisis. In 2015, Dollar Tree signed an agreement to clear blocked exits. However, that agreement expired in 2018, and the safety offenses resumed immediately. Between 2017 and 2023, agencies recorded hundreds of violations nationwide, resulting in tens of millions in fines. But these fines failed to change behavior. For a multi-billion-dollar enterprise, localized penalties are easily absorbed as a cost of doing business, rather than hiring necessary staff. In response, the Department of Labor shifted strategy. Realizing individual store inspections were ineffective, Acting Labor Secretary Julie Su escalated federal oversight. You have seen the obvious hazard, blocked exits. But the weight of the settlement lies in the specific regulatory demands OSHA issued next, because this is where most companies fail. In August 2023, the government deployed the Corporate-Wide Settlement Agreement, or CWSA. This contract legally binds over 10,000 stores under federal jurisdiction, creating a single, massive theater of enforcement. The centerpiece is the 48-hour abatement mandate. If OSHA identifies a hazard, the company must correct it and submit proof of cleanup within exactly 48 hours. Missing that window triggers immediate penalties, a $100,000 fine for every day a violation persists, capped at $500,000 per incident. This automated financial threat makes a single ignored box in a hallway catastrophically expensive. By removing the ability to negotiate down localized fines, OSHA forced the corporate office to treat store-level clutter as an urgent financial liability. OSHA's focus moved from localized cleanups to enterprise-level logistics. The company is now required to conduct root cause analysis on how delivery schedules and staffing levels create these hazards in the first place. To identify problems before an inspector arrives, the settlement mandates a new reporting infrastructure. This includes a 24/7 safety hotline, providing a mechanism for employees to report blocked exits or hazards anonymously without fear of retaliation. Safety compliance is also now tied to the company's internal disciplinary matrix. Under the new rules, safety violations result in direct supervisor accountability, including immediate termination for failing to maintain clear safety paths. Through the CWSA, OSHA moves beyond external auditing and begins dictating the specific HR and logistics protocols the company must follow to remain operational. This case illustrates the concept of multi-site risk. When localized hazards across different branches show a documented pattern, it triggers legal scrutiny for the entire parent organization. The liability is now split. While the corporate entity receives the multi-million-dollar fines, regional and local management hold direct responsibility for implementing the daily hazard controls required by federal law. The Dollar Tree timeline shows that persistent neglect at the store level eventually forces the entire parent organization under strict federal supervision, regardless of the company's size or sales volume. Corporate survival in this environment requires immediate physical audits. Businesses must establish strict backroom storage limits and conduct proactive weekly checks of every exit route and electrical panel. Companies must also implement a rapid corrective action workflow. If a hazard is spotted, the internal fix must happen within the same 48-hour window OSHA now demands from the nation's largest retailers. Airtight documentation is the only real defense. Implementing safety controls is legally meaningless if management cannot prove those controls exist on paper during a sudden inspection. If you want to learn more about workplace safety and OSHA rules, subscribe to HSEstudy.